Hey guys, welcome to the Principles of Standard Dancing. Today we want to cover the timing of shape changes. And at the end of this video you will know everything about the 4 types of them. The first type is the classical shape change. The second type is the rolling. The third type is the late. And the fourth type is the early shape change. First of all, I want to explain to you what a shape is in ballroom dancing. A shape in ballroom dancing is the combination of different movements. This includes movements like sway, rotation, stretch to the left and to the right, and extension. And the combination of these 4 movements is called a shape. Here you can see some nice shapes. They start with a sway to the left and they rotate to the left. Now you can see the extension of the lady. You can see the extension and rotation of the man. They start the rotation to the right while they change the sway at the end. Here you can see another extension of the lady before they exit into the next line figure. When we discuss shape changes here, I'm referring to shape changes in swinging figures like natural turn, reverse turn, feather step, 3-step, etc. And in these swing figures, we usually have a typical order of movement. This order includes lowering at the beginning, it includes the drive step, and it includes the rise. So regardless of whether you move forward or backwards, you lower, you drive, you rise, you lower, you drive, you rise. So when we talk about shape changes, I'm referring to this type of movement. The most common way is the classical shape change. Here it's typical that you start with a sway that has been created at the end of the preceding figure. So you start with a sway. While you lower, the sway starts becoming less. Your neutral point of the sway is in the central balance position of your drive. While rolling through your next standing leg, the next sway starts and it is increased when you swing upwards, when you rise. So this is the classical shape change, and you can find it in many figures like the feather step, the reverse turn, the 3-step, and many more figures. We'll go through the golden variation in Foxtrot, starting with the feather step. Here you can see the first classical shape change. They lower, they neutralize, and when they drive, they have their neutral point of the sway. The next figure is the reverse turn. Again, when they lower, they start to neutralize the sway. In the drive, here is in the neutral point before they dance their next shape. Then there is the feather finish. Again, pay attention to their lowering, their neutralizing of the sway. Here's the neutral point, then there is the next shape, and the next figure will be the 3-step. Here again you can see that while they are lowering, they start to neutralize the sway. Here during the drive there is the neutral point before they dance their next shape. I will show you an easy exercise how you can practice this classical shape change. And this exercise is as follows. You start to rise, you create a sway, then you lower, you start to neutralize, You're neutral in your central balance position and you swing upwards, creating a new sway. Again, you lower, you start to neutralize, you are neutral, and then you start to create the next shape. And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
You can also do that as a lady, of course. So you start, you rise, you lower, 1, 2, 3.
And neutralize, 2, 3. And neutralize, create a new shape. And neutralize and create a new shape.
So this is the most common way to change your shape. In the rolling action, you have a slightly different approach to create bigger head circles around each other. So what's the difference between the rolling action and the classical shape change? The difference is that in rolling actions, you do not start to neutralize your sway while you're lowering, but you keep your sway while you're lowering. So I will show that to you in the beginning of the natural turn. You lower, and now you will notice that I don't neutralize or start to neutralize my sway, but I keep the sway during the lowering. Now, from this point on, it's highly crucial to not keeping the sway during the drive, but to start to neutralize here. So 1, 2, 3. Here you can see that perfectly. While they are lowering, they are keeping their sway, and only when they drive here, they start to neutralize it before they rise and create a new shape. That's the mistake that many couples do. They think that the top couples they see, they watch, do the rolling action by just keeping the sway, but the actual difference is just the timing. So these two shape changes are the ones that are most commonly used, with the classical shape change being the more traditional way of changing your sway, and the rolling action being a way to change the sway in figures like the natural turn, the running spin turn, 1 and 2, 3, the overturned natural spin turn, 1, 2, 3. And in these figures, you can use this rolling action to create bigger head circles around each other. An easy way to practice the rolling action is dancing a natural turn forward and backward. So you can do it like that. You prepare, you do your natural turn forward, and you do your natural turn backwards. Again, you can do your natural turn forward and you can do it backwards. So here you can pay attention to winding up with a rotation and with a sway. Then while lowering, you just start the rotation without changing the sway. Then while driving, you start to change the sway. You arrive in the new shape. Then in the backward part again, while lowering, you don't neutralize the sway. You only start the rotation, and then while doing the drive, you start the change of the sway until you arrive in the next shape. Now, there are two more ways to change your sway, because we just discussed two. We have four, so there are two remaining types. The two remaining shape changes are the early shape change and the late shape change. The late shape change, to continue with, means that you don't neutralize the sway while you lower and you don't neutralize the sway while you drive. So you might ask, In which figures you see that? And the answer is that you often have this type of shape change when you dance into a line figure. So let's take a throwaway. I do it in this direction. I prepare by rotating and by swaying. Now I lower, I keep the sway. I drive, I keep the sway. And I even take the next step, keeping the sway. Then I change the sway to reach the end of the throwaway. As a lady, it would look like this. You take your position, you wind up, you lower, you keep the sway, you drive, you keep the sway, you place the next step, you keep the sway, and then you shape till the end of the throwaway. And there are different kinds of line figures where you use this type of shape change. The fourth way of shape change is used even less often than the late shape change, and this is called the early shape change. Here you don't start to neutralize and reach your neutral point during the central balance position like in the classical shape change, but you change your sway even faster. So when starting with a shape, you neutralize completely while lowering to be able to start the drive with the next sway. So in which figures is this used? There are two typical examples. The first one is the running feather. So you see a dance like this, you start, then you do and 1 and 2. Or as a lady, you would do 4, 5, 6, neutralize, next shape, and 2, 3. So this is the first option that is quite often used. And the next figure where you can use the early shape change is a chassé roll to the right. So you might do an open natural turn, and 1, 2, 3, and 1 chassé roll. So here you can see that after dancing the open natural turn, I lower, and during the lowering I completely neutralize the sway to be able to have changed the sway in the drive. Here you can see this in action. While they're lowering, they neutralize their sway, and during the drive they have already created the new one. If you want to get early access to new videos, and if you want to suggest your own content wishes for new upcoming videos that you would like to have covered, then you can become a member of the channel. I hope I could help you understand the 4 ways of changing your shape even better, and I hope this will bring you more success in your own dancing.